Hey there! Welcome to the Base Rails web scraping course. In this introduction video, we'll talk about what web scraping is, why it's incredibly useful, and get a quick look at what we'll be working on during the rest of this course. Alright, let's start from the top. What is web scraping? It's what we use if we want to gain access to the vast amounts of data on the internet. For example, a site like Amazon stores a ton of product data in its massive database. Unfortunately, we don't have permission to just open up their database and explore around. We're limited to viewing a little bit at a time through the search and browse functionality of the Amazon website. We can see the detailed data they have on an individual product, or some basic information for up to 20 products at a time. But there's no way for us to aggregate all the data in one place unless we manually go through each page, copy the information we see to a database, and do this many, many times. That's where web scraping is really useful. With web scraping techniques, we can program our computer to visit many different Amazon pages at once, collect the data we want, and store it for us. Once we have this data available in our own personal database, there's so much more that we can do. We could analyze the data to figure out things like the average price of HD TVs, or identify the highest rated products on Amazon. We could even build a web app around this data. In fact, if we go to toppp.com, we'll see that someone did just that. This site sorts the products available on Amazon so that users can browse the highest rated products in specific categories or even overall. Users that click a product get taken directly to Amazon. Any purchases they make generate money for Top.com through Amazon's affiliate program. You can see how, with web scraping and a simple interface, you can provide immediate value for your users. So now that we've seen the high-level picture of what web scraping is and why it's useful, for the rest of this video, let's quickly run through the project that we'll be working on. After installing the software we need, we're first going to learn the basics of web scraping by collecting data from Wikipedia. Once we have this under our belt, we'll turn our attention to this course's main project. We're going to write a script to visit many different pages of the vacation rental site, Airbnb, and scrape information on the listings we find, like the heading, location, and cost per night. We'll then have our script store this info in our own Excel spreadsheet, where we can play around and analyze the data set. What you choose to do with the data that we retrieve is up to you. Okay, in the next video we'll get started by installing the tools we'll need to write our first scraper.